Hello everyone, Rory from LzH here. I'm doing an interview with speedrunner extraordinaire, CalebHart42. How are you doing today, Caleb?
Excellent, man. How you doing, sir?
Not doing too bad myself. So yeah, just want to ask a couple of quick basic questions for everyone. Let's start off with the small stuff, So firstly, tell us a little bit about yourself that the fans might not know.
Okay. Well, the fans don't know. All right, so I've always been huge into games, all my life. Like some people, like they see me speedrunning, they're probably just assume, well, okay, he's just like a kind of a regular speedrunner. Just doesn't really play too many games, but kind of focuses. Like there are some speedrunners that do that, but all my life, literally, since I can remember, like actually since my parents can remember, like since I was about 1.5 years old, man, I've always been playing games, and that has never changed. And it will never change. I've played all sorts of games, and I've got a ton of knowledge on just every kind of game. I've I play all kind of games like RPGs, first-person shooters, platformers, kind of the story-based games, like everything, man. I'm always playing a game. I've always got, a speedrun game I'm playing, a game on the side, like a casual game. Like right now, for example, I'm playing like Gran Turismo 6, Tactics Ogre for the PSP, and of course, Megaman X and Megaman X 1, 2, right now. So, as far as what people don't know about me, um, I'm a competitive eater too. I got videos on YouTube for that kind of stuff. But I mean, quite honestly, for the viewers that do know me, I'm like an open book. I don't hide anything.
Yeah.
Like what they see, what I say, that's me. I don't put on a fake smile. Like what you see on stream, that is me, dude. So.
So you mentioned earlier on when we were talking before that you work quite a bit. So what is it that you do outside of your speedrunning?
Okay, so I actually work at a fine dining restaurant. Obviously I'm not gonna tell you where,
Yeah.
but I've been into cooking for a really, really, really long time. I'm actually going to culinary school right now, and
Oh.
I've got one more semester until I graduate. But I've been at this fine dining restaurant for about 4.5 years now, and I've pretty much worked my way up from dishwasher to this position called garde, which is essentially cold foods. Does like salads and plated desserts and everything like that. And then I worked my way up to the hot line, which is plating. You know what I mean? So like the cooks make the food, and then you exquisitely put the food on the plate.
Yeah.
Give it kind of fluffy kind of look. Put the sauce on there. I'm sure you know. And then I worked my way up to grill, and then now I'm working on saute right now. So that's the highest position on the actual line, and that's what I do. Since it's the holidays right now, pretty much getting their asses kicked because that's their so that's our main time of business. So I'm putting about 30 hours a week on average. So that's kind of what I do right now.
Yeah, I work in a hotel or restaurant, normally in a restaurant or like the big weddings or anything that we do there, so I know that feeling about it being the bad time of the year.
Oh yeah, like getting out really, really late and having to go back in real early the next day. So it's never that great. But you know what? It's work. Man, it's
So, you're pretty big on your fitness, aren't you? You're very dedicated towards your fitness. What can you tell me about that?
okay. Well, a huge part of that would be my brother. My brother has been kind of in the game for about probably 8 or 9 years, and a lot of like the whole time, he was trying to get me into it. He's just like, Caleb, come on, you want to go to the gym? I'm like, nah, I'm all right. I'll just stay home and play some games. And just kept pushing me like, hey, come on, hey, come on, go to the gym.
Mm.
And then one day, you know, it's just one of those things that just it's like a light bulb in your head. I was just like, I'm gonna hit the gym, and literally, I went cold turkey from not going to the gym to lifting 6 days a week. And once you get in that kind of mindset, you can't get out.
Yeah.
Because like when you, I mean, it's a huge passion for me, and I put a lot of emphasis on it. You know, again, I got a YouTube channel where you know, I do a lot of fitness videos. You know, just on all sorts of subjects. You know, it can be diet, you know, getting big, like gaining strength, like getting, you know, really toned, like, you know, all sorts of things. And ever since then, it's just become a huge passion of mine. And at this rate, I'll never stop. And I think it's a good thing for people to look at. Like, you know, for example, I just like to see some just some shirtless dude like playing games. Is like, what the hell is this? Like, so unorthodox to people. So I feel like, you know, that's one of the things that makes me, you know, stand out or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's a whole lot of fun, and you know, like I said before, once you get in the circle, you're not getting out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of autopilot.
Right, so let's move on to your streaming and your speedrunning and all that. First of all, we were meant to have this interview a couple of days ago.
Right.
And at that point I was going to ask you, I was going to say congratulations on your 3601, and ask how annoying it was that you just missed the sub 36. But since then, you've actually broken it again. So first off, congratulations on your 3553. How did it feel when you got that?
Oh god. Oh god. Whenever I did get the run, I had like a minor anxiety attack. Like 1,400 people were watching, and I was just shaking. I was literally shaking. Like, I couldn't stop because I got the goal.
Yeah.
And not too many people, when they speedrun, you know, they get the goal. And I did. It just happened. The game was just like, here you go. I'm going to give it to you. And I got it. But, oh god, it's such a great feeling. I was just filled with emotion. And, you know, donations are coming in, and I was just so happy. You know, I gave a big speech on, you know, like my backstory of speedrunning and everything like that. And like the people who inspired me to speedrun, I felt like, you know, they needed to be recognized.
Yeah.
And like that. But yeah, I was filled with emotion. You know, I can't stop shaking. Like, you know, I got a video on it, so if you ever want to see that, you know, you can go look at it. But yeah, it was quite the experience. Never been that shaken up before. So
do you think that you could go even further with that record, or do you think that's kind of reached its peak?
So as humans, we aren't perfect, and there's always time to save in a speedrun, no matter how you look at it, because we're not perfect. So I can see still about 10 seconds being cut off from that run, but as you know, there's a ton of luck in Megaman X whenever you get to that level. But I got really good luck on that run. Most of the mistakes were my fault. You know, the execution, like missing the jump here, like getting hit by an enemy. But you know, I was kind of choking a little bit. You know, I'm not gonna lie. You know, who doesn't? They're on a huge run like that. So, 100% is my favorite category. So I do plan on coming back to it eventually when more time savers are found. But as of right now, I'm just gonna leave it alone and do any percent. You know, try to go for the record in that, and then I'm gonna move on to X2 because X2 is a really fun speed game, really, really technical, and I think it deserves a little more viewership. So it's what I'm gonna do right now.
So, what was the first game you ever speedran?
Oh, Megaman X.
Was it still Megaman X?
Let's see. Whenever I started about 3 years ago. Back streaming wasn't a huge thing, but you know it was still going on. Like for example, like I said, you know Tiki, like I say he's the grandfather of Megaman X speedrunning because he is. Like that was the first speedrun that I ever watched, and you know that was my favorite game, and it still is. I was just like, damn, I can do this, because pretty much like Mega Man X, I played through it quick anyway.
Yeah.
And then see a speed run like at a professional level, you're just like, your mind is blown at that point.
Yeah.
And it's like, damn, I jump right into it, and then you know, a snowball, and here I am, you know, having this interview about a speed run thing.
So you speedrun a lot of Mega Man games, but what are there any other games that you want to speedrun, or that you do speedrun outside of the Mega Man series?
Of course, yeah. Let me pull up a little list here, because I've got it on my my Twitch bio. And you know, again, like as I said before, I'm not all about playing just one particular game. I play all kinds of games, So, I have the world record for Metal Gear Solid: The Twin Snakes. That's a remake of the original one for the PS1, which that world record is 1 hour, 1 minute, 52 seconds. I used to speedrun Mario 64 quite a bit. I've got a 52-minute flat for 70 star. I learned Ocarina of Time. I learned in the MST category, which is Medallion Stone's Trials. I have a 305 in that. I did have the world record in Ninja Gaiden Black for the Xbox. That recently got broken by a few minutes though. Super Metroid, speedrun that game. It's really, really fun. Earthbound, like I like to play RPGs. I plan on eventually doing Legend of Zelda Oracle of Seasons for the Game Boy. Pokemon Blue, I've got a 217 in that, and then finally, I plan on doing a Final Fantasy VII run, like whenever I do finish, but I've been kind of slacking on that. So, yeah, I've pretty much got a mixed bag here. You know, get the variety of games. That way, you're not good at just one particular game.
Yeah.
You know, like my strongest is obviously platforming. You know, games like, you know, with precise execution and stuff like that, because you know, hence Mega Man. So yeah, I got a little mixed bag going.
So you said earlier that you're into a lot of different games. Would you be, other than, I'm going to assume that your answer will be Mega Man for this one, but what would you say is your favorite series outside of Mega Man?
Outside of Mega Man, either Zelda or Metroid. You know, because Nintendo, I mean, who doesn't love Nintendo? Street Fighter. You know what? I'm gonna say Metroid. I've always been so into Metroid, because why wouldn't I be into Metroid? Why wouldn't I be into Metroid? You know, it's like, yeah. I love games where the main character has a gun on their arm. You know what I mean? So I, you know, truthfully, I'd have to say the Metroid series.
Now, inversely, what would you say is like the one game that sticks in your mind is like your least favorite one you've ever played?
My least favorite game that I've ever played. Ooh, there's a lot of those. Okay. This is a pretty common one for you AVGN people. Angry Video Game Nerd. I'm gonna have to say Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde for the Nintendo.
I've never played that, but I'm pretty glad I haven't, from what I've seen of it.
Oh God, don't touch it. Don't look at it. Don't think about it. excuse my language, but that game is dog shit.
Mm.
So don't. Yeah,
Mm.
I saw the video of him playing it, and I was just like, I gotta try this, and
Then you
never,
instantly regretted it.
never, ever, ever again. So
So,
I have to say that would be the best candidate for that.
mm. So, what advice, if someone came up to me and said, Caleb, I want to get into speedrunning, what advice would you give me?
Oh, well, first off, pick a game for, like, that you don't mind playing over and 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 over again. So I picked Megaman X, obviously, because that's my favorite game. Most of the time, whenever people do speedrun, it's their favorite games.
Mm.
So first off, I would pick the favorite game. Second off, look at it as having fun. Don't immediately jump in and just be like, I want to go for a world record. I mean, that's fine and all to have world records, but more importantly, speedrunning is all about having fun.
Mm.
So I would keep that mindset about it. And whenever you do learn the route and all the the techniques and the strategies and everything like that, I would start off slow. I would actually learn the run first, and then in later, whenever you do say want to go for world record, I would learn all the advanced techniques, all the little tiny time savers that do get you to that level, and then eventually, boom, world record. You know what I mean? But it's all about having fun with the game first off. That's priority. So I would do that first.
Yeah, I once tried to get a world record in a category because it was just an open category, but then it put me off of running my favorite game in the world for over 2 months after I got it.
Right.
And I was like, nah, I can't deal with it. And then
Right.
it didn't help that the world record was taken the next day by 7 hours, so I was like, no, I'm out.
7 hours.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It was terrible. I instantly regretted it as soon as I finished. I was like, no, never again.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, it's all about having fun with the game first and getting used to getting the feel for the game. Like, you got to know the game first.
Definitely. So, what made you like? I know that you said earlier that Megaman X 100% is your favorite category. Like, what is it that made you fall in love with it?
100% has a lot of tricks. For example, iceless. There are a lot of extra things that you have to do, like, as opposed to any percent. Any percent is literally just going through the game, beating all the bosses, not giving a care about anything else. But back to iceless. So it's like the thing people know me for. Iceless is a trick that has you only have 1.5 pixels on the wall that you have to jump off of to jump from to grab a ledge that has a 2-frame window to grab.
I know exactly the part you're talking about as well. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's one of the things. Little tiny time savers like that, like super advanced hard tricks. That's what 100% is in a nutshell. And that's why it's very difficult to execute in 100% because it's got a bunch of little tricks in there, and they're incredibly easy to mess up. And that's what I like about it. I feel that viewers like to watch it more, just because of the simple fact that it's got a bunch of extra stuff that you do, and it kind of relates to like the average person who has played it, because more than likely first time you played Megaman X, you didn't go through the game not getting anything, because let's be realistic here, going through that game without any hard, or like life upgrades, any armor upgrades, hard as hell.
Yeah.
You're probably not going to be able to do that. So I feel that, you know, most people who play the game, you know, I'll grab, you know, at least a couple sub tanks, you know, a few hearts here, so it gives them a little perspective on that sort of thing.
See, I've yet to complete Megaman X without using Hadouken on the last two bosses you can use it on. I just can't beat them at all.
So Hadouken, that's another thing. Like, most people actually don't know about Hadouken, and when you see that, they're just like, "What is this?" Like, he's a cheater. Like, how is he one-shotting all the bosses? Like, what is this Hadouken thing?
Hacks.
Yeah, hacks, man. So that's fun for them to see.
So, I think that pretty much wraps up all the things I have that I can think of to ask you. So, are there any special shout-outs you want to make here?
Special shout-outs. Speedruns Live. Don't forget about them. Speed Demos Archive. Awesome Games Done Quick coming up, guys. January 5th through 11th. You can't miss it. You can't miss it. I'm going to be racing Z-Wing, you know, who's another awesome Megaman X speedrunner, at AGDQ. Awesome Games Done Quick on a Tuesday in the afternoon. So you cannot miss that, guys. You can't do it. And it's pretty much what I want to. It's pretty much all I want to say for now.
Okay, whereabouts can fans catch you on social media and stuff? What are your links, I suppose?
So I got a Twitter at CalebHart42. I always post like pretty much whenever I'm streaming and other cool stuff. You know, I might, you know, be like, "Yo, look at this, man!" Like swag, or like new game, or it's like, "Man, I got this like new, you know, computer or new controller." Or this is what I did today. You know, Twitter's just one of those things. You just update whatever the hell you're doing that day. And you know, as I said before, I got a YouTube channel at CalebHart42. You know, all the fitness stuff. You know, I might post you know, some random videos. For example, I had this crazy dream, and if you haven't watched it, I suggest you do that. Just random stuff, you know, but it's mostly, you know, most of the videos on there are just fitness. So I describe that. And last but not least, my Twitch channel. Twitch.tv/CalebHart42. Don't forget to follow. Hit the nice looking purple button on the bottom left hand corner of the screen.
Don't forget to subscribe as well.
Don't forget to subscribe. Oh yeah, that's right. Get that little Mega Man helmet. Hell yeah. That's pretty much it.
Alright, well, thank you for your time today, Mr. CalebHart42. I hope you have a great day, and everyone who's watching on the YouTube channel, make sure you click on the big yellow, or it used to be big and yellow, didn't it? But the dull grey subscribe button, which isn't as interesting anymore, but make sure you subscribe. We'll have a bunch more interviews in the coming months, in the coming weeks and all that. But yeah, thank you very much for your time, Caleb, and that's pretty much everything from me today, so have a good day.
Great day.
Have a great day. Yeah. Bye, guys.